Hey everyone, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in to Two in the Cooler. Good episode for you today. Got a lot of stuff in the works. Very excited to tell you guys about. There's a big thing dropping tomorrow. Big news dropping tomorrow on Friday, March 11th. So be sure to keep an eye on Instagram. Keep an eye on the YouTube page for that. Speaking of, you better, if you don't already, please follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Two in the Cooler and subscribe to the YouTube page. That helps us out a lot. Thank you to everybody who's already doing that. We're posting a lot of clips and stuff on there, and it's a lot of fun to watch and check out, and it's a lot of fun to interact with people. So thank you guys for doing that. This episode, let's get right into business. I'm ready to go here. It's late. It was a long night with this episode, but it was a lot of fun. So let's get down to business. This episode of Two in the Cooler comes to you in affiliation with Instacart. St. Patrick's Day is coming up, and no matter the size of your bubble, you can use Instacart to get your meal preparations ready to go. Corned beef, cabbage. If you want to eat something that is not Irish but still celebrates St. Patrick's Day, Guinness, okay? Instacart, they deliver alcohol. They deliver all sorts of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores right to your front door in as little as 1 hour. And the best part is right now, Two in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $35 or more. Just hit the link in the show notes and get that deal. This episode of Two in the Cooler is brought to you by Two in the Cooler. That's right, folks. Merch is here. People have been buying up. It's been awesome to see the orders come in. People are finally starting to get a lot of the stuff that they ordered. Sweatshirts, t-shirts, long sleeves, different stickers, things like that. It's been really cool. And it took us a while to put out merch because we wanted to make sure that the product we were putting out was quality. And that's exactly what it is. These t-shirts, folks, are awesome. Like if I were at Target, or whatever, and I saw a t-shirt with this quality material, that sort of thing, I would buy it, boom, like that, obviously, because I hate buying sweatshirts or t-shirts, especially from, different podcast shows that I like, or, just whatever. Buy them off Amazon, wherever, and they're low quality, they're kind of like thick, they're uncomfortable. You know how they sit on you not right? Nothing makes me angrier than that. And if they shrink, get out of my face. I don't need any of that, okay? That's why we use Teespring. So all you have to do is go to teespring.com/stores/2inthecooler, or just hit the link that's in our Twitter bio. It's in our Instagram bio. It's in the show description of what you're listening to or watching on YouTube right now. So just hit that. Get yourself something nice. We've got logo stuff, obviously. We've got the Matt Can't Read sweatshirts and t-shirts. Those are super popular. We've also got the hashtag pizza tipping merch, which is awesome. All those designs are done by our good pal Mark Zastra. They look great on all these products, and it's been really fun seeing people, seeing these orders come in and having people actually wear the stuff. So thank you guys for doing that. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. My good pal Jake Lumadue returns to the podcast. Here we go.
Are we recording yet?
Yeah,
Is that how we started?
Yeah.
So today's episode features Jake Lumadue for the second time. In other news, now that we got that out of the way.
Fuck you.
Shit. I had something I was going to say.
Yeah, you made a big deal about it.
Well, so what happened was Jake and I, when you were in the bathroom, your pregame routine, taking a piss before we start the pod, Jake and I were talking about, we were talking about apparel, because Jake obviously has this very nice San Antonio Spurs, and he's, and I said he's got the full look. I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't know if our cameras are clear enough, but he's got the mustache going on. Oh, and he's got the shorts. Yeah, so Jake came in firing on all cylinders, like he was walking down Miami in the 80s.
What the kids call a vibe.
And we were talking about like Darty apparel. For those of you who don't know what a Darty is, that's a day party. And we were saying that this shirt would be really good Darty apparel, talking about what we'd wear. And I have a hot take for this upcoming summer as the world starts to open up and people are going to be partying again. You want to know what's going to be in?
Man rompers.
Male crop tops.
I actually agree.
A lot of guys are going to be cutting their own shirts into crop top form. I guarantee. Maybe not. I will be. I guarantee you that.
All right, you got to. That's a lot to unpack. Do you have to be? There's going to be a lot of body positivity.
Yeah, we love good. Body positivity. Yeah, cropping your tops.
I feel like that was big in like the 80s.
And I think everything's coming back around. I think everything's coming back around.
That was like the Boz. That was like Brian Bosworth.
Yes. But that's the type of guy that I would think is the only kind that could pull that off. However, I feel like when it comes back around this summer, like you say it's going to, it will be like real skinny guys like yourself who are going to be wearing these crop tops.
But I mean, it doesn't matter.
TikTok generation.
Doesn't matter. I mean, whether you got a barrel or not, crop top season, it's going to be male crop tops. Not for like anything, just for specifically like day drinking style events.
I think the boys will go nuts if like a 300-pound guy just
walks in a crop top. Yeah. I think that if you're, summertime, like day drinking, like pool party, whatever, crop top.
I mean, it's going to be two ends of the spectrum, who got in shape over quarantine, who didn't. And it's just, I don't think
getting in shape, as we all know, is very overrated.
Correct.
Andrew rides his bike.
I think that it's very important to be
you CrossFit,
in shape.
Andrew does CrossFit,
yes. I CrossFit. But never mind, I was thinking about this. There was some commercial for like a popsicle or like a like a dessert, like it was a Magnum chocolate ice cream pop, and it was this girl who was like a little heavier, and she was enjoying her ice cream. She was dancing around, and then the voiceover was like, "You don't need to lose weight." And I'm like, "Okay, but sometimes not if you ask your doctor."
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like, well, yeah, because that stat came out like 67%. I don't know if that number is even close to right, but it was like 67% of all people hospitalized during COVID were people who were obese or fat.
It's about 80% of the people in the ICUs are overweight and vitamin D deficient.
I made the number up. I knew that a real number existed, so I'm glad.
Yeah, it's about 80% for both of those things.
Another thing that I wanted to bring up that I saw on the internet, and it's kind of like a cliche like conversation to have, but I still think that it needs to be discussed, is this. I'll give you guys both the scenario. The scenario was
close my eyes.
Round by round. So you go in round form and you're fighting third graders.
Mm-hmm.
So like first round, 1 third grader, second round, 2 third graders, so on and so forth. After every round, boss fight against a 5th grader. How many rounds do you think you could withstand?
Do the 5th graders multiply as well?
No. It's always only 1 5th grader.
11
rounds. That's actually I thought you were going to come out and rip out a crazy number. No, but no, 11's a fair like that, because I mean are you getting past round 11, or do you think round
that's when they take
so that's 11.
Wait, so how many 5th graders is that?
It's only 1 5th grader every round, so 11 rounds. I mean, so you'd fight you'd fight a 3rd grader, then a 5th grader, then 2 3rd graders, then a 5th grader, all the way up till you'd fight 10 3rd graders, then 1 5th grader, and then when you got tasked with the 11 3rd graders is when you would have to tap.
Do I have to make them? Do I have to make them tap, or do I have to put them to sleep?
I think you're just fucking them up.
You got to put these kids down.
Well, you're by themselves.
Well, yeah, I mean, whatever. if they're a bunch of 3rd graders that are determined and don't have quitting them, then you're gonna have to put them down. But if you can hit the first one hard enough to send the next few running, then
in that format, I could get farther.
See, I don't know though. I think getting past round 15 would be really tough. Because here's the thing, and I'm not saying so much that if you had to start fresh with 15 3rd graders, I think that you could make a case for yourself. But you've already fought 12, so round 11, you've already fought 10 rounds of.
You're tired.
Yeah, how many 3rd graders plus 10 5th graders individually?
I think that I would be so excited to just beat up all these 3rd graders. So that would get me through a lot of rounds.
I think the first 10 rounds,
adrenaline. Yeah, but then after that point, probably about 15 is where I feel I would really start to wane, because then kind of the novelty of beating up children has
I
passed.
think also that I think that the first time that
I'm serious though.
The first time that
honest.
There's enough third graders to where like one of them makes contact with you, like bites your calf or something like that, I think it's going to send a shiver down your spine. Like, fuck, like I'm in territory now where not only am I having to deal damage, but I'm going to take some damage here. I got to really be watching my back. And they come at you wave format, like you're playing like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and my idea of 11 is just I can just not handle 11 things at one time. If they all bum rush me at the same time, I'm not. No.
The scenario that I saw though was like you got to pick the well, you didn't get to pick where it was, but it was like, well, where's it located? Where are you going to find that many children? Let's assume it's on a playground.
Anywhere.
Well, I'm saying on a play, and so the theory of the video that I watched was the guy said if he could get to the top of the playground and like use his feet to like continue to kick the third graders down the playground, he could get to like that like round 10 to 15 point that we've discussed. But after that, there becomes so many that you start having some trouble. But I do think the ideal place to fight a large group of children is a playground, because as an adult, you should be able to not like as somebody of our age, you should be able to navigate around a playground like pretty fast, faster than the kid, so you can kind of create some space for yourself.
You put a lot of thought into beating these third graders up.
Yeah.
Well, they're obviously wily. I agree. Yeah, I do feel like it is their home turf if you do it on a playground, but because of just the, I don't know, I guess the size ratio of yourself and like the playground itself and stuff, like, I agree with you. I think that you could probably manage it pretty smoothly, and you could take down quite a few kids from there.
And like playgrounds are way more intimidating to a third grader than they are to you. They're like, we got to be careful by this edge because like there's an opening near the fire pole, when in reality the fire pole is only like 4 feet off the ground. So
if you get the high ground, I think that could work as well.
Yeah, okay. All right.
So high ground.
Any third graders out there are more than welcome to show up to the studio and fight us.
Is there a playground nearby?
If
you are a parent of a third grader and you want your child involved in an experiment that may result in physical harm,
that'd be great for whenever we do that.
If you can find
that
a
Durkee
studio.
Fight versus whoever,
Yeah.
that could be on the
You
card.
think you can beat Billy Black up?
No, he does. He
exactly. Yeah. You haven't seen him in 3 years. That guy's a crazy.
But
person.
I would try really hard.
He was crazy when we met him, and he was like, fat.
Yeah. I think I could have given him. Yeah. I mean, I also challenged him to a fight before anybody told me that he had actually begun bare knuckle boxing.
Even before he went to basic. I immediately assume whenever they go to basic they can fight.
No, I mean, yeah, but no, I still think that I would feel way more comfortable in a ring against Bill Black if he never started bare knuckle boxing.
He's a crazy person.
Well, that's the thing is you have to be some type of like fucked up individual to be like, that sport looks fun.
And he has sent me, and Jake, I don't know if you've seen him, but like videos of him like just working out, not even fighting, and it's pretty insane.
Like, what's he looking like these days? Is he like pretty lean, or is he like
a little kid came up to him at the gym like a year ago, and
this was like 2 years ago.
2 years ago, and he goes up to him and he goes, "Are you Captain America?" He looks like Chris Evans.
Oh, so he's really been putting in the work. Yeah, but still, I think that. Yeah, I mean, I don't think. No, do I think I would win? No, but I would go in there and I would try to fight.
I respect the shit out of that.
Yeah,
I would not. I couldn't let you go in there.
I would.
Conscious.
Why? What's the worst that happens? I get knocked out.
Yeah, you've had. How many concussions have you had now?
Do you want me to tell you a real fact? That concussions don't exist.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Gronkowski.
Okay.
Spin zone.
Oh no.
Spin zone.
I can tell you they exist.
Spin zone. Do they though?
What are you talking
I've
about?
seen. I don't know.
Will Smith said they did, so I believe it. But Will Smith also secret Scientologist.
What about?
Come on the podcast.
What about?
Zulu
woodpeckers.
Or whatever.
What about woodpeckers?
Woodpeckers.
What do you mean?
Are a
It's
species.
bird. Yeah,
Yes,
they're like evolutionary. Like their evolution is like thick neck.
Okay, so why as humans are we not evolutioning ourselves to
because we
our brain?
never had no, it's not because we're not there yet. We'll never have what the woodpecker has. It's because to survive, we never had to adapt that way.
We've only been playing football 60 years. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't say that concussions are a myth in good taste because people get, there's serious issues. But I will still believe, like, I'm 100% on board with the fact that, like, no. I'm not worried about going in and getting a concussion while fighting Bill Black. That's the least of my concerns.
No, you should be concerned that he doesn't get off of you because he's a nut.
No, I mean...
Oh, no, he wouldn't do that, though.
Bill talked to me about it after, and he was like...
I told him about it. I put him onto it. I was like, yo, look at this.
Well, he said to me that... he said something like... I'm sorry if I'm misquoting you, Bill, but he said that he couldn't... There's something that wouldn't allow him to go full throttle on you.
So how about this?
I think what we
should do is... Like, long-term, if we were actually going to do this, right? Like, if I was actually going to fight Bill Black, after hockey season, I would say give me, like, we'll put a month, like, we'll put, like, a date on it, like, 6 months out.
Yeah, and you're going to have to do, like, a cycle and a half.
No, there's no juicing.
You can juice. Yeah.
I know. No juicing, no blood doping. We're completely natural fight. I mean, supplement. But, no, give me, like, 6 months. I'll train my balls out for the fight. And then we'll see what happens.
Okay.
I just don't know if that's enough time. Honestly,
6 months is a long time.
He sits on his ass for 6 months, and you have 6 months.
No, he wouldn't have to sit on his ass either. He could train. He could keep training.
Would. You remember Billy Black?
So, do you think if you had 6?
No, I remember Bill Black. He used to try to beat me up too, and I was definitely scared of him. But listen, scared money don't make no money.
Hey man, all right, I'm with you. Fight him. Do
it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, somebody is like.
I'll fight Bill Black, and I'll just do the truffle shuffle in the middle of the thing. And
you should,
Jake. If you fight him, he will kill you.
Yeah, I know.
We've been waiting for an excuse since we were in like 8th grade to get to you.
No, I'd make him laugh too much in the ring. You wouldn't.
That's true. You just got to tell him a couple stories.
And here's the other thing: is that here's my other thing, and this is wisdom at its highest form. Is that if I were to come here, if I were to sit on here and say like, no, dude, I'm not fighting Bill Black. Like, I'm afraid. I already lost that fight.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Absolutely.
I'm mentally motivated to be good enough to fight Bill Black and believe in my own mind that I might not get stretched out.
Do you remember, were you with us? We did MMA night in my basement, and Bill fought Andrew Dorigo. They put on the 8 ounces.
I don't. Oh, no, I wasn't there. But yeah, I remember that. But no, I wasn't there. A lot of... Jeez, that
was a crazy day.
Sometimes I'm surprised that the house isn't condemned because of all the damage that happened to that basement. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say the same thing about our basement, though.
No,
it's a little.
There was
just
like holes,
body-sized holes, like multiple body-sized.
There's still body-sized holes in the walls in our basement that I've patched because I'm not a useless piece of crap like you.
That is you talking to him? Or?
Yeah, I'm talking to him.
Okay, I was about to say.
I didn't put him there, so why would I patch him?
Well, I probably didn't put him there either.
I mean, you obviously did.
No, but somebody
Who's doing it then? Dad? Seinfeld the cat?
No, but my friends.
That's true. I don't know.
You're responsible. You're responsible.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're responsible to patch in that scenario. What
this brings up another point that like always drives me crazy when I get you and your friends in a room. Is that like? I still wholeheartly believe that in any type of contest, me and my friends would beat you and your friends.
Okay, so
we had beer Olympics.
Just at any contest.
At anything, because we had beer Olympics one time, and they will swear to this day that they won. They didn't even finish.
We did win.
They didn't even come. We didn't even finish the events because they were all tapped.
The funniest moment of that entire night was Andrew Jericho and Ryan Metzler holding hands while they both puked in like the same toilet.
Oh yeah,
that was adorable.
I don't remember that.
Oh,
I do remember. Yeah,
like
I do.
Yeah.
Hands.
See, you don't. See, I remember that. So, this was our first trip down to Florida.
I don't recall that.
Not the when I was living down there, but after that,
you give Cheryl Lumadue
when we would drive
credit for the hotel in Georgia for that bullshit.
Yes,
story.
absolutely.
Yeah, she was the one that got that hotel.
Yeah, which we could not make it to. because it was.
I'm waiting
just
for the Florida episode
situation.
to yell at you about that. But
I know. That's
right now.
Yeah, we have to set something with that up, but I don't know how to. But anyway, so we drove down to Florida for a week. That first time, it took us, I think, like 22 hours to get down, and then probably about that to get back.
Yeah.
Which that was the light trip. And then while we were driving back,
we didn't drive. Remember, because we were on the other side of the terminal and we had to sprint.
No. So I'm talking about.
Are we talking the
one
Orlando
after
or
that?
talking
No, I'm
Longboat
talking
Key?
about Longboat Key.
Okay.
Our first time in Longboat Key. So on our drive back, real late at night, you and your pals called us. We were all in Andrew's car, and you were like, "When you guys come back, we are doing beer Olympics." And we were like, "Yeah, okay, give us a day in between."
We did.
And then we got it going.
You know how fried we were from that trip?
I was honestly.
You guys are sitting here making excuses, even though you're saying you didn't.
I don't remember if we won or lost.
We won.
You did it when we never finished the events. I literally had a piece of cardboard with all the events written on it, and I think the score was like 4-1 us, and we never finished.
Rematch.
Like your team could.
No,
okay.
Well, wait.
What are you doing
wait,
tonight?
We can't. Actually, we can't.
Yeah.
We
obviously.
can't.
Yeah.
But
we would.
No, but we did win. I remember that very vividly.
I remember. I don't.
I think I don't.
Because
this might be the first ever episode that I walk off the station. If you don't like, how could you remember something the complete opposite of the way that it actually happened?
Because he's an egomaniac.
Like seriously, like it wasn't
He's
even.
an egomaniac.
I remember like
What are you gonna do?
I remember baseball. We won baseball. Volume chug. We even beat you guys in the volume chug.
I don't remember baseball. I might have blacked out during this event.
Like we were. I mean, and you like just because somebody's like you guys are like Metzler's puking.
By the way,
just because somebody's puking though.
Time out. That shoe that's in your garage, is it white with a white swoosh and black laces? Look kind of Oreo-esque.
No.
Size 13.
Oh wait,
from Canada's Margaritaville.
It doesn't have black laces though, but it is like a gray white like.
That's my shoe.
Design,
it's a size 13. It's mine.
How did you leave your shoes there?
Just one shoe.
Yeah.
I have the other shoe in the
Yeah,
way.
no,
I'll send a picture to you.
If you said I could confirm.
Tall guy, short guy was on, and I watched, and I went, "That's my fucking shoe." Okay.
Tall guy, short guy. I forgot that.
Yeah, I don't know if they know that I Ben and Jake from a couple
Ben
episodes
and Jake
back,
too.
I don't know if they know that I ever called him that, because when I first met him, I was like, the way that they talk to each other is like. It's literally like fucking Abbott and Costello or something. Like, it's like a classic comedy routine. And, like, one of them's really tall and one of them's, like, Jake's not really short. He's, like, average height, I guess. But, like, relative to Ben, he's short. And it's, like, one is tall and one is short. And, then, like, that's...
Tall guy, short guy.
That's tall guy, short guy. Like, that's Three Stooges. Like, that's classic
we were with
comedy.
It was senior year of college. I think that they came and everything
No,
happened.
that was,
because I remember you guys were arguing about that.
Junior year when Jake got there.
No, I'm talking about when you guys, I think, told like a story about something that happened your birthday weekend. I'm like, they weren't with us that junior year.
No, that was your 21st birthday.
No, 21st birthday, he was puking in a shower in the dorms, and I had to pull him out, and he fell into the closet.
I fell into the closet, and you left me in the closet.
I had a shift to work at 6 a.m., yeah. Bye.
That whole...
Sam walked out, too. It's not like I was the only one.
I would have left him. I actually...
How good of a friend am I? I went out Friday till 4 o'clock, worked a shift 6 to 4 p.m., and then drove back to like his dead corpse, and partied again with you guys.
I believe I actually remember.
And I was pulling straight from a Tito's bottle that next night. That's commitment.
You didn't have to. That is commitment.
I puked in the freezer.
Well,
at work,
that's
but
just.
That's commitment. That's a lifelong friend.
This episode early on has brought up a lot of grievances that I have to air with Andrew about just his.
What?
I would say that. I would say honestly, the word that comes to mind, and it's going to be hard, is character.
I'm with you.
It's the character of Andrew Canada is really in question early in this episode.
You're gonna regret calling me.
Yeah.
Let's get
that's why I
and
did
you know
it,
what too though is
yeah.
I know I can look into the fucker's eyes that he knows deep down that he didn't even win that fucking beer Olympics.
Okay, but like to be honest with you, the second grievance of him not coming out with you on your 21st birthday, A, you should have been there Friday. B,
there was like a valid reason that I couldn't go Friday for whatever. And he was the one who said, I honestly think that it was like, I can do one or the other. And he said, like, yeah, come Saturday.
Come Saturday. You weren't even in the dorms. You were with NASCAR. And if you came and saw what they were like, it was, sorry to rat you out, it was Sam and Jericho smoking cigarettes and like Canada's dead body with flies like around it. Like, did anyone get him water? And he's like, and then he started like puking at Benihana.
Oh my God.
You're a real piece of shit.
So I was so fucked up the next day, and I got up, and because like typically when I've had like a hangover or whatever, it kind of goes away midway through. Exactly. Yeah. But I was so
hair of the dog.
messed up that like
he's weak.
Look, I can't excuse myself from this. I just can't. But I was so fucked up that like I basically had a rash because of how dehydrated I was just from the night before. It was completely unhealthy. So
well, I left and I worked. I'm like, did anyone get him water? And they were like, oh, spy versus spy or like something.
We woke up that next morning and we were all in my dorm room and it looked like a crack den.
Yeah.
From the night before. Like it was bad, and the live action Beauty and the Beast was on, and like nobody could move. We couldn't really speak in complete sentences to each other because they were fucked up.
They waited at Walmart till 8:00 in the morning. They got there at 5. They waited in the car, still fucked up at Walmart because they wouldn't sell them beer yet. Waited till 8, got more beer, and then came back.
No, they walked. They walked.
They're
somewhere.
Psychopaths.
That was insane. So
yeah.
Then I wanted to go to the hibachi restaurant for my birthday, and I was in such bad shape, and Jake,
I was like taking videos of him.
Like,
we need a rally, come on, bro.
In such kind of like a nice way, like
trying to
go, Andrew.
Yeah,
we need a rally out of you, and I was not having it. He was taking a Snapchat of me from the other side of the table, and I just looked down and I'm just like, you're a real piece of shit. And so I threw up 3 times in the bathroom at this hibachi place that day.
Couldn't hold it.
I couldn't hold it. It was all water.
Missed the onion volcano.
I almost threw up on the people.
It was great.
At the table.
You ruined the soup.
He's like, Saki, and Andrew's like, it's a bad idea. It's a bad idea.
It was, but I kind of was okay because each time I was throwing up, I would feel better right after.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, if I throw up like a couple more times, I'll be good to go when Matthew comes. That obviously didn't happen. Immediately after I would feel good, I'd start to feel like crap again. And then I threw up basically blood in the bathroom that morning.
I don't remember that.
Well, I was still really fucked up. I think you might have
a daiquiri. You sure?
I drank something weird. I drank something
sparkler.
Weird. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
At BJ's in Fredonia, you get a birthday drink and you have to drink it faster than they light sparkler and you got to drink it.
That was the nail.
I was so fucked up at that point that I don't remember a lot, but I remember that drink tasted so bad, and I do not think I beat the sparkler. Do you remember?
No, you definitely didn't. And like
it was awful.
Sam did his like whole, come on, yeah.
I didn't even want. I did not even want.
Happy 21st birthday, Andrew.
Yeah.
This and that is a reoccurring story that we've told on the pod, is talking about this night, because it is a night that I would say will go down in infamy.
I went with you that Saturday, and then I just remember one of the people you were with just started punching a wall, like, randomly.
Could have been anybody I was with. Could have been any single one of my friends.
I know exactly who it was.
Yeah, it's a good... Yeah, we won't name drop.
No, but that was psychotic. And then, and then Sam and... That was the only one that Sam and Jericho were there. And Sam just, like... I love those guys. I didn't tell you, we're all going down to Myrtle Beach tomorrow.
What?
Yeah.
Tomorrow?
13 and a half hour drive.
That's not bad. I mean, compared to what we've done before.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. My flight leaves at 5:00 that night.
Wait, they're all driving and you're flying down there?
That's correct.
That is correct. That's absolutely correct. Right.
I gotta work.
Yeah, you got it.
I really feel bad. Hey, you guys are listening to this on the drive because you don't have shit to do. I'm sorry. I'll see you in a little bit.
Who is it?
It's just Sam and Rico. We're going down to Myrtle Beach to play like 2 days of 36 holes.
Oh man,
I know.
That's fun.
I know.
That's rough.
Andrew,
I feel left out.
Well, do you think you would have enjoyed 2 days of 36 holes?
Can I tell you a golf story? Well, there's a couple, but I'll tell you one. So we were playing Deerwood, and Bill was in town, so we were all playing. So Bill likes to play for a little bit of money. So we're yelling at each other over money. There's 5 of us. If there's 2 carts and then one random person was off. So we're arguing about who owes what, and we're on like 17. And Andrew's never been a great striker of the ball. And so
I never made the assumption, but I made the assumption. Yeah.
He went to Wednesday Tantera League. It was great. So we are arguing for about 5 minutes. And then I go, where the fuck is Andrew? And I look up. He's hitting the ball 5 feet at a time, like 200 yards down the fairway. I'm like, look! And then we laugh for 45 minutes. He could not have, I'm like, this took this long? Jesus.
I'd
like to play my pace.
I'd hit the ball about
10 yards.
feet. I was okay. Thanks.
It was like he was a sprinter golf, but he only had 1 club. Like, it was so funny.
Well, yeah, because the only club that I ever did somewhat well with was the 7-iron, and that was probably about 50-50. But sometimes I would hit it, and it'd be like, hey, all right, that's not bad. But a lot of times it would only go 10 feet, so I would hit it 10 feet, and then I would run, and then I would hit another 10 feet, and I was screaming. I was so angry, so I was like screaming. I think I was screaming like cunt or something, or cock. I don't know, but I was. Oh man.
I don't think you said the cunt word.
No, I don't think I did either.
You don't use that much.
No.
You don't say cock that much, too. You're probably
no, but I think at that, that moment, I did. Yeah.
My thing though is did you ever think about slowing it down and maybe you'd be better?
Mm-mm.
That would be probably the correct thing.
Andy Canada lives fast.
Take your time.
It's the only way I know how to do it.
Mm-hmm. I have to disagree with that. I would say the man lives rather slow.
Oh, Americans, Tokyo man, so fast. From the drive down the first time. Sorry, go.
I don't even know what topic I don't even know what we're talking about.
We're talking about golf.
It's a free flowing.
In general,
those. I can't stand golf. We played it when we were kids, and I thought it was the worst. I don't think that anybody should ever play golf with their family or any member of their family. Worst experiences I ever had were playing. Well, I know you guys golf a lot, so that maybe is a little different.
No, but we went just to be with each other. We had this weird Wednesday league where we play 18, and there was 8 of us together.
During the summer,
because they didn't want us to do drugs, so we were just like, oh, Wednesday mornings, we're going to drop them off here. So we went, and we were atrocious, and
we played at Tantera, which is super nice, and
we used to play with my cousins.
Well,
one was a Division I golfer.
Yeah, we didn't really play with them.
They
kind of were
the best
ahead of us.
You remember Austin Hayes' hubby?
Yeah,
hubby had an affinity for Andrew Canada's
I really like
style.
That guy.
He wore a skull because Canada.
You know what's funny is down the road, as I've gotten to know Hub more and had more run-ins with him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think I'm almost positive he's brought you up to me before.
He loves him.
I hope that guy's doing all right.
Tim Codd came up and he was like, "Why are you guys taking so long?" And then Dorico popped one up 30 yards, 2 feet, and you missed the ball entirely. He's like, "Never mind," and went away. But Hub used to love your style. He used to wear a Scully cap like Bryson DeChambeau does now. You were way ahead of that.
Well, look, I've been ahead of the curve in a lot of things. I think that I'm kind of a fashion-forward type of guy, even though I wouldn't consider myself into fashion. It's just sort of the things that I decide to kind of make my style a few years down the road become very popular. Converse, for example, those got really big after I was wearing them, and then of course
Chucks,
that hat and stuff like that. Because there was a period of time, you'll remember, those shoes were not popular.
I think old stuff comes back around, but yeah, you're right.
But it comes back around to me first. That's what I'm. No, now I got my Timbs on because I love them.
Dead ass.
Yeah. Dead ass, indeed.
Good face. There you go.
We saw at that Tantera. We also. Do you remember the Turtles?
I remember the turtles, the Viet Cong. The turtles would eat your spit if you spit into the thing. It would eat it.
Oh, that's gross. I just remember that.
Tantera, random. Tantera is under new ownership. It's not Tantera anymore.
No, I know. It's like Pendleton something.
Pendleton Creek something.
It's public now. It's not private.
I believe it's semi-public. So you can still have a full-time membership there, but you can also make a tee time to play.
Yeah, but at that point, what's the point?
That was kind of like when we would do that in the summer. That was kind of like the new bowling. Remember when we would bowl as kids?
Yeah, you guys were in bowling leagues.
I won't name names, but some of those kids would eat fries for breakfast.
Me.
I was I didn't even bowl. Yeah. I didn't even bowl, and on weekend mornings that I didn't have hockey, I would go to the league just to eat like chicken fingers and fries at 10 a.m. on a Saturday
morning.
They gave
8 o'clock.
Remember they gave us all plaques with our season highs, and mine was 86. It was great.
You have a plaque somewhere with your season high?
They gave us one every season. We did it for 3 years or something.
You had your own ball.
It was more for our parents to go.
You have
Yeah, I know. It was the worst. That was so bad.
Remember Terry? Remember the old lady that used to run that place?
Yes, I do remember Terry.
He was just
I don't know if she still works there. But
probably.
Shout out to Terry.
Bowling alleys.
We won't say where we bowled so that people don't know Terry.
I'm slightly intimidated.
But if you know Terry, you know.
I'm slightly intimidating of bowling alleys. I think they're kind of scary places to be.
For regulars? When you be there on league night?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, but that's actually not true, though, because I've recently come to know a lot of people who bowl in leagues, and they're all people I really like and enjoy being around.
Yeah.
And, there's even been some talk of, we should do, a co-ed bowling league. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm I would be – my biggest problem with bowling is I'm not good enough at it to where, I'm comfortable showing up to a bowling alley and bowling.
Right.
I don't like to lose. That's well-documented fact. But if I could get good at bowling, I feel like I would enjoy it. But yeah, just something about bowling alleys. There's still just a little bit of sketchiness to all of them. I've never, except for
every
Splitsville, for example. That bowling alley.
Oh, the Orlando Disney one.
Yeah.
But that's. I'm talking about your local classic bowling alley.
Every bowling alley seems like there's some drug deal in progress.
People have at one point in time somebody. Maybe was murdered there and the body still has.
I like them grimy like that though.
I mean, I think it wouldn't
be. It wouldn't exactly. It wouldn't be bowling if there wasn't weird stains and stuff. That's just part of the game.
You like your college bar to have a little grime to it. You like your bowling alley to have a little grime to it.
I guess it's kind. I mean, it's like going. Yeah, it's like going to a dive bar or a dine. You like a little grime, a little extra seasoning on your plate.
That anniversary of that bowler who was like, "Who do you think you are?
I am." That's one of my favorite videos of all time.
Amazing.
Oh. So good,
man. Those were the glory days of athletics.
I say that several times a week, playing Call of Duty or whatever. It's one of my favorite lines. Even we used to in my old apartment when we were all when all of the hockey guys were living together. We people would play Wii almost every single night, whether it be golf or bowling. And there was a lot of "Who do you think you are? I am" going on in that house. It was it was one of the favorites. And actually, I know
we should have a Wii Sports tournament here.
Yeah, we could do it. And once we get
room. That'd be awesome.
That'd be really fun. There's some kids though that were on, they would put up crazy scores on Wii golf. They'd play 36 holes a day Wii golf, and they'd shoot like 18 to 23 under, in that range, disgusting.
Yep. Sam probably got pretty close to that.
Yeah,
Sam
was really
obsessed with Wii golf.
Yeah, I remember when you guys would play a lot. You guys would watch Jeopardy and then play Wii golf.
Yep,
I wasn't there.
And then Sam would come over and play Wii golf for 3 hours at least, and then he would go home and play Wii golf
by himself.
Yes.
Didn't translate to regular
The only
golf.
thing I liked doing, I really liked.
It doesn't.
On Wii Sports Resort, you could play. You could do the wakeboarding. I liked that.
I liked
a lot.
the plane.
I don't know if I ever did the plane. I wasn't real big into it. That wasn't really my forte.
Fun. I liked boxing. I thought boxing was one of the best Wii Sports because you just that'll get you sweating because you just. It's
right,
the button mashing
I'll
of
fight
Wii's.
Bill Black in Wii boxing.
Well, yeah, that could be good. We could probably. I mean, I would rather you do that. I mean, there's less
we're gonna
chance
fight in real life eventually.
Wii tennis, I don't like,
when are you guys gonna play each other in basketball, and why can't I be there?
We won't.
I don't.
We actually have dates set on when we're going to film that whole shoot. We're not gonna.
Yeah, we're not
talk
about it right now.
But we do
I'll tell
have,
you afterwards. Though.
Yeah, we have the date set.
So it is coming, everybody.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
I will wear a striped shirt and not call a thing.
We can't talk about it. We got stuff in the works.
Okay.
I will say I can't. That is one day I'm really excited for.
Me too.
I'm gonna fucking kick your ass.
I don't think so, buddy. You got another thing coming.
Did you see that video I sent you of the mic'd up refs in the 90s?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. Some guy just like threw Rasheed Wallace out. It was like Ron Herman or something, and he just audibly goes, "Whack! You're gone." It was great. Just like a real whack.
Because he looked at him for too long.
Yeah, it was great.
I told him 3 times to stop staring me down. And all NBA refs, all white NBA refs sound like that. I told him 3 times to stop staring me down, trying to intimidate me. He's out of here. I told him there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, it's a good video.
It's so good. He's slick. Yeah.
My favorite one, though, is the one of when Michael Jordan played for the Wizards, and he got that ref to turn over the call. That blew my mind.
Too common. I believe you, though, Michael. I
didn't see it, Michael, but I trust you. I trust what you say, Michael. It's a perfect impression of that guy.
Larry Bird.
Oh, Larry, you ain't good for nothing. You ever see those? The Nick Kroll, Larry Bird.
Kevin Lumadue yells that at himself when he shoots basketball. I got the Swedish jumper. Just ask the cow. It's like
I see your brother. I see your brother like more frequently than I ever have before, and I like your brother a lot.
My brother's fun.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah,
doesn't say much, but he's funny.
Doesn't have to.
And
let's his
they just
demeanor do all the talking.
I mean, when this is your brother, I mean, you got to take a back seat.
This
it's a joke.
Fuck, I had something I was gonna say. I'm like dash 2 tonight. Yeah, I've had a fucking busy like time lately, and I don't like being busy. I'm not somebody who's like itching for things to do.
Huh?
I enjoy like not doing anything.
I had a day like 2 or 3 weeks ago where I didn't have anything to do.
It's great.
And I thought I was going to lose my mind. I was so sad by the end of it. And I was sad because I was looking forward to it, and then it happened, and I was like, this fucking sucks.
See, I'm really good at finding a way to do nothing when I have like everything to do. That's my favorite time to do nothing. But I also, I wouldn't even say I don't like doing anything. I just like doing stuff like on my own time.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to have to be like
a slave to the man. Not
even to the man, but just to like I have this, and this, and this I have to do before I do this, and then after that I have this. If I have to do all those things and I have a week, what?
I don't like the phones on the table. I feel like it's
why?
Because we're doing a podcast.
Can I just show you this?
I don't. What? I had.
He looked at his phone for 0.2 seconds, and I checked the time.
I was texting back to people.
Look at that. Like, look at that.
Are you kidding me?
I know. That's.
I'll show you this in a second.
No, I saw it.
Oh, you did?
Well, I didn't read it, but I saw it. I don't care to read it. No offense.
Canada. Look at me. Whack. Gone.
Yes.
Yeah,
whack. That is what you. That is what you tell her.
Up for that. But no, actually,
that's a second.
Andy,
yeah.
I was looking at my phone because, who's your godfather?
I think it's Uncle John.
Yeah, so your godfather was calling me.
Look. I'm not saying you don't have a good reason to have the phone out, but.
And I can do that. Watch this. I'll go on Twitter right now.
I can't believe I'm so upset that I even brought it up. But it bothers me. It bothers me when you text during the podcast.
I'm not texting.
No, I'm not talking.
All right. I got some Twitter mentions. Should I reply?
Good God.
Yeah. No. Yo, actually, I did have a tweet today that I want to bitch about real quick.
Okay.
And you guys, obviously, you older. This is past your time. But professors who fucking make you buy textbooks that they wrote.
Ugh.
Ooh.
I never.
That should be illegal.
It should be fucking illegal.
Textbooks should be illegal. Well,
disagree. But
they're fucked up. Like
textbooks should be legal, yeah. But like there should be some parameters.
Okay,
on
I
to,
got
like how much you can charge. But yeah, like like I have a class right now, and I actually like the class, and I love the professor. Mm-hmm. But he's been on this binge of assigning us work out of our mandatory textbook that he happened to write. and like it's bullshit work.
I think it's a flex on his part. He just wants you guys to know.
Yeah. Was it expensive though, the textbook?
I feel like it never is.
I mean, my thing is like the worst part is this is the worst fucking part about this whole story is I'm pretty sure like in a previous class that I took with him in my undergrad, I'm pretty sure I had to buy the textbook for the class. And I think I bought the online version then, assuming like we were never going to use it, and we really never did.
No.
But this class, I knew, and I'm almost positive. I don't know how many textbooks he's written about like this subject, but I would almost have to assume it's the same book. So somewhere on my laptop, it probably still exists.
Yeah.
But because I knew I was actually gonna have to use it more, I bought the hard copy, and it was like $50, I think, on Amazon.
Well, for a textbook, that's nothing.
Paperback. Yeah.
What's the most you've ever paid for a textbook?
Like $400, I think.
I mean, the most I ever my accounting textbooks were probably like my most expensive one, but I would rent them because they're irrelevant.
Yeah.
The most expensive textbook I've actually, because all my like major specific classes, I've bought and kept every single textbook.
Okay.
And I still have them. And the most expensive one was probably.
You don't resell them?
No, I still have them.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably a sports law, like negligence and like risk management and sport textbook.
The textbooks are a massive scam. They intentionally put incorrect information and typos in each edition so that they have an excuse to print a new one that you have to buy. It's 100% true.
Like that episode of Community where they think they find all those books and they're going to resell them, but it turns out they're all duds.
Yeah.
They're all duds. That show doesn't get enough love.
The textbook resale market, though, I bet has helped the economy.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean,
in some way or another.
Yeah, I guess so.
Those
way. Stimulus checks. Let's see what happens.
Oh,
with
those. I thought of a verbal meme today.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
And it was gonna be. This is gonna be political, and I'm sorry. But it's just a verbal meme. It was gonna be, thanks Joe Biden for the $1,200. I can finally fill up my gas tank. Verbal meme because gas prices are so expensive now.
Very topical, very topical.
Yep.
Crickets.
Yep. That was pretty.
I didn't say it was going to be funny.
That was like that.
It was me alone like standing next to my car filling up my gas tank today, looking at how little gas I was getting for the amount of money that I was planning on paying. And then so I thought of.
I realized today, just like speaking about politics or whatever, I realized today that I think I like disappointment. I think that I really like disappointment.
Good, you disappoint me all the time.
I know I do. That's one of the reasons I thought about it, I think, is because I feel like sometimes you get disappointed in this exchange. And because I think that Cuomo's going to get reelected at the end of the day, and I'm so excited for it to happen.
I know. It's going to be great.
I can't wait. I can't wait for it just because people are going to be like, there's no way. And I think it's going to happen.
I'm already aggravated at the comment. Like, how?
I love Cuomo. He just, when he's feeling himself on those PowerPoint presentations, when like the height of lockdown was happening, I was like, this guy's got swagger.
I can't stand him, obviously.
I don't know if anybody does like him, though, which comes to my point is, how do you assume he's going to get reelected?
Because he's so well connected. That guy is super well connected.
But being,
I don't know.
How does being well connected win you an election when I don't know one person in the state of New York that likes him?
Yeah, but they really never have.
I think people like him.
And he got elected. Well, the nursing home thing, that's huge. Obviously, with the sex scandal stuff now, I mean, that's all kind of taken a back
like
seat.
He's pushed his way into pissing off like every form of like person who's currently involved in like cancel culture. I feel like the cancel community. How are they not pissed at him?
I'm fine with him being a sacrificial lamb.
I don't think it's going to matter at the end of the day. I don't think it's going to matter one bit. I think he's getting reelected.
But who's voting for him then?
I don't know, Matthew. Maybe they'll fake it.
I think the other guy's just going to be so bad. I don't know.
That could be. But
is it going to be Yang?
But here's the other thing is that like if he sticks around, do you know when he's like that happens, like when he'd get reelected?
I don't even know
a year or 2 years, like when that
I don't even know the rules
behind
like
people
state
forget
elections.
Anthony Weiner might have. Has Anthony Weiner get reelected after all that? Or?
Yeah, he got elected to something.
What was he? A governor?
I don't remember now.
Neither do I. I just remember his massive hog.
I never saw his penis, but what was it?
I think a
Carlos
lot of people
Danger?
did, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people. Not everybody wanted to, but a lot of them saw it.
Okay. I don't really give a fuck, to be honest.
No, I mean, it doesn't matter, but I just like it when...
Is that what you meant when you said you like
angry?
disappointment?
Like
what? You think you're
No,
looking...
I like when people... Because I think that you're right. Like, not a lot of people want him to get reelected, but I think that he still will, because I think maybe people, like, won't actually vote for the other person who runs against him.
I will.
And I just like...
I will vote for almost
Well, I know
anybody.
you will, but it has to be a majority. I just like when people feel like they're kind of taken care of by the... Like, when people trust the government and the way the government operates, and then something happens and they realize that they're completely unsafe and nobody gives a shit about them, that gets me excited. I just like
because
that
nobody gives
realization.
Shit. Nobody does give shit about
know.
any
You're
of
a
us.
sick fuck, and I kind of like it.
I know
there's
you
something,
do.
There's something. There's definitely like
yes, like you now, because I feel like almost like now you can
Never
be
felt closer to
a
you.
person. Like
Yeah.
now you realize that you can do things on your own and you can take care of yourself, okay? And you can do these things and they're not looking out for you, and you can make your own way. You're free of this burden of
Big Brother
society, of Big Brother, of feeling, like people are on your side or like looking out for you. People in positions of power.
So Andrew came back from vacation, and I think he's a hippie.
Why? Did you try a weed? What?
I think Andrew's just anti-government altogether.
I'm 100% anti-government.
Ron
well,
Swanson?
and look, I mean, not. I would say Ron Swanson for sure.
No, but
in a
he's
lot of
not
ways.
Ron Swanson. Andrew's not here.
He's not.
He's not anti-government. I want to go off the grid and live by myself. He's like
I kind of
anti-government,
am,
like,
but I just don't think that's
be,
practical.
He's like, let's just be ourselves and be dependent
No, that's
on
not what.
ourselves.
That's not what I mean.
That's what you
That's
just
dumb.
said.
Listen, I know that's what it sounds like, but I'm obviously misrepresenting myself if that's the case, because that's not what I mean. What I do mean is more kind of what Jake just said. Like, I just want to see everything burn it to the ground, and then
Anarchy. So anarchy.
You better not run for public office, or I'm gonna clock you with this clip.
That's fair
You're
enough.
getting cooked with this thing.
But I don't think it would do anything. If I get enough money, if I get the Cuomo connections, that clip won't matter.
This
I'll
has
still
gone
get
off
elected.
the rails.
I'll still
Yeah,
get
I
elected. I know it's gone off the rails.
But it actually
and I
kind
like
of.
it.
But it
I'm
actually.
going right back to the phone.
It actually kind of is the perfect segue into our Who Would Win of the Week.
Okay, let's do it. But I don't want it. I still won't got more to talk about for sure. Not about that, but like other stuff.
Another 2 messages on top of that. I just want that out there.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll save that for after. Okay, go.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about
This
that
week's Who Would Win of the Week.
I don't care if we do
is
it, but after this.
Okay.
and
You're wild, man, Jakey.
I don't even like being associated with whatever's going on that phone right
I
now.
know.
I don't want to either.
No.
But if it happens, I'm not stopping. I'm
no,
riding this train all the way to hell, baby. Woo-hoo-hoo.
All right.
This man, Vacation Andy, turned regular Andy into a legit anarchist.
Oh yeah.
And he just wants to watch the world burn. This week's Who Would Win of the Week, topical. St. Patrick's Day coming up. It's a Leprechaun.
That's why you picked Leprechaun. Okay.
Yeah, obviously. Versus Adolf Hitler.
Okay.
And I'm going to say right away, this
Now,
is closer.
for people who don't know, Adolf Hitler was this guy, an Austrian fella who ended up becoming a dictator of Germany.
I thought he was an author.
I only know his paintings. I only know his artwork. Maybe that could be a factor.
I watched
the
a
Terrible
docuseries
man.
on Hitler's Inner Circle the other day. So
Really?
I actually kind of found out
What
how
was that
he
like?
came to
wild.
power, which like I guess I never really knew, and it was just kind of like this party, like it wasn't even the Nazi party yet, but like this party that was forming in Germany at the time that was like very like Nazi, like, you know what I mean? It led to, but they weren't like killing people and shit right away, and they were kind of looking for like somebody to like be the face of the party, and they're having a random meeting, and Hitler was there as a spy for like the current like German like leading party, and like was sitting there like taking notes on the meeting, and like halfway through the meeting realized like, yo, I actually agree with these guys way more than I agree with the people I'm working for now, and like stood up like randomly like mid-meeting and like gave this like huge speech about exactly what was going on in his brain. And next thing you know, he was Hitler.
This guy's a genius. Yeah. My God.
But that was before. But that was pre, like, let's kill all the Jews and shit. That was just like,
I feel like that was always on the table for him, though. But in the back of his, I'm not saying he said it like he came out the gates at that meeting.
And this is by no way me coming.
Wheels were spinning.
This is by no way me coming to the defense of Hitler. But the documentary almost does in a sense, because it talks about how the reason that like things got to the point that they did was because it became so like his inner circle became so hyper competitive. Like they all got to the point where they needed to outdo each other, and in order to outdo each other, it ended up being like who can just slaughter the most people for.
And the most important question: can a leprechaun beat his ass?
So now we get there. Hitler, although a powerful figure, I always imagined him being rather short. I think it's the mustache.
How tall was Osama bin Laden? Was like
I would go on my phone to look, but I can't because Andrew's the fucking phone.
No, you can obviously.
I'm afraid to look at my phone.
Look up who would win stuff.
No, it's the phone police.
But Hitler's also like real, like a skinny guy. You know what I mean? Like he's a small. I think that he's just a small.
Did you know
frame.
how many narcotics his like inner circle like doctors would put him on? He was on like. People do not realize how much methamphetamines
batshit crazy.
The Nazi party was on.
JFK
he was
on
5'9".
Yeah.
Hitler was 5'9".
Oh, Leprechaun beat his ass.
I think that...
Well, Leprechaun's... The tallest Leprechaun, 2.5 feet.
Okay, but Leprechauns also have magic.
But how magical are they really?
And this is the thing, though, is I actually don't... I don't think that they are super, super magical, but I think that the powers that they do have, and it's a common misconception, I think it's like black magic. I don't think, you know what I mean? Like leprechauns aren't good people.
I don't fuck with black magic.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that's a fair statement. I don't fuck with black magic either.
Yeah, it's blood magic. I don't know.
Yeah.
Magic. Man, I think that... yeah, I just don't know if leprechaun magic... Because all you ever really see leprechauns do with their magic is like disappear right before people grab them. But I don't think that it can be, because they don't like teleport like that, right? Like they like slowly fade. And I also don't think that like I've never seen a leprechaun
jump spot to spot.
Right, I've never seen a leprechaun go from like one corner of a room to the other corner of the room. You know what I mean? It's always like from here to back to Ireland or something.
So I was actually thinking as we're having this conversation, this would be, if this was like World War II era, this would be a great political piece for Ireland, like saying that, like a propaganda piece saying that leprechauns could kick Hitler's ass. So we,
was Ireland in?
I don't know.
World War II
doesn't matter.
That gets lost. I only remember England.
It was us, Japan,
Canada. I think Canada was in.
I don't even know.
See, like it's just
everybody
people took a back seat.
Yeah, people only talk about 4 countries. Well, people only talk about 4. Yeah, America, Japan, England, Germany, Russia. So that's 5.
Yeah.
Italy.
6. Okay, 6. Yep. Now we're just gonna go through every country in the world that was in World War II. Poland.
Yeah.
Yes,
France.
Obviously Poland.
Yeah. Oh yeah. France.
Yeah.
Remember Monuments Men?
R.I.P. to Archduke Ferdinand.
That
was World War I.
Idiot.
Get off the show.
Guy who's eating a sandwich changed the world. What are you doing?
That's my dream.
There's actually
not to assassinate the Archduke.
I have something to bring up real quick.
Sandwich.
I didn't eat dinner. I've had a busy day. Didn't eat dinner. Actually, the only thing I've eaten all day was a quick sandwich from Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
And I asked Andrew when I got here if he had any snacks, and he said, "Yeah, I got some baked Cheetos in the closet." So I had made a little baby plate of baked Cheetos for my dinner, and there's a fucking like turkey sandwich with cheese sitting in the fridge.
That's like like over a week old.
Okay, so that's
that's why. Yeah.
Did you could have thrown it out?
I forgot to. I forgot it was in there.
Damn good, though.
That's why I put it in there. Well, I make great sandwiches. I'm phenomenal. I worked as a Subway sandwich artist, so I mean, they don't let just anybody do that.
No, they do not. You either have to be on drugs or you have to be Andrew.
That's correct.
What a glorious 3 months that was.
It was wacky. We talked about it last episode.
Yeah.
Back to the who would win.
Yeah, sorry.
Hitler versus the Leprechaun. But Leprechauns, okay, two things I know about Leprechauns and how I think they're going to fight in this situation. I feel like they're very elusive. Like they're real like scrambly and like difficult to catch, obviously. That's the whole fucking Lucky Charms. The whole situation is based on he's hard to catch. But I think even if Hitler like got his hands on him, he'd maybe like be able to wriggle out and then like crawl up Hitler and like slap him a couple times like that or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is that leprechauns are really tricky. So but Hitler's also pretty tricky. Is that fair to say?
Here's the thing I'll say about Hitler. I mean, Hitler obviously could convince people to do some crazy shit.
People don't realize how like into mystic shit Hitler was.
Yeah,
though.
That's right.
I think he would
Indiana
be very.
Jones.
Yeah, he would be very. I'm basing this entirely off of Indiana Jones. And
there's truth to it.
Yes,
though.
Sure. And he would just like try to study him or something.
Well, here's the thing.
That's
I
an
actually
excellent point.
and we say this often is I could see like a leprechaun being pretty good pals with Hitler.
So I think that
outside
it's
of like outside of like the Hitler like murdering like millions and millions of people.
Yeah.
But like, and here's another thing. When you talk about a leprechaun's magic is I'm unaware of how leprechauns die because I feel like they live for like ever. Aren't leprechauns usually like super old, like thousands?
Yeah, leprechauns do
but they
live
look like
for
children. So are like Santa's
so
elves.
it might affect the way that you kill a leprechaun. What I'll also say is
I don't think they're immortal though. Like I think if you stab it, it would die. It's just that leprechauns typically don't get stabbed, so they live for a very long time.
I also think that Hitler is perceived as like a very persistent person. Like, you know what I mean? Like he grew. But I actually think that might not be the case. Like I don't think Hitler would be very persistent in his like solo fight against the leprechaun.
That's another good point. When Hitler, of course, is commanding all those people, he's like, "Oh, I'm Hitler. I'm a big tough guy." But I think you're right. I think that if you get Hitler one-on-one, he'd piss his pants no matter who he's fighting.
I mean, I don't think he's pissing his pants because I think in his mind he's like, because that's the whole thing about Hitler is when he first stood up and gave that speech, he was just Hitler, and then like throughout the documentary, like you see his progression to becoming like him thinking he's virtual like a god.
Right.
You know what I mean?
think the drugs were probably a big part of it.
Yeah, and I don't think that he would necessarily be intimidated, but I don't think that he would have like, I mean, unless he was like anti like gingers, did we know that? Like, did he hate?
Ooh,
because
he was intrigued by them. I think same with like people of like twins and stuff.
Okay, so like that. So I don't think I could see Hitler being like super determined to go fuck this leprechaun up, even if the leprechaun. And that's the thing about the leprechaun is I think that the leprechaun's play here against Hitler would be to act as if he wasn't even trying to kill Hitler. Like be very casual and like leprechaun-y and then like randomly kill Hitler. And Hitler wouldn't even see it coming because Hitler would be like...
I think that Hitler would see that coming though.
No, I don't think so.
No, because...
I could see Hitler being paranoid of the leprechaun.
Yes, kind of what we just talked about, Hitler's interest in mystical things. I think that it'd probably be safe to assume that Hitler would have a pretty good understanding of leprechauns. And he would know the leprechaun's game. I don't know, books and shit.
Yeah, but I don't think books do leprechauns justice.
No, I think.
But what if it's like you're talking about
stereotypical leprechaun?
I'm not talking about
hook, line, and sinker. If this leprechaun's like, I can give you like this, that, and like.
But I don't think Hitler trusted anybody. Really.
I don't think Hitler would trust the leprechaun. But I think that like my thing is,
I think
that the leprechaun. But I think the leprechaun outplays Hitler because I do think that there is that. Like I do think that Hitler would be trying to study the leprechaun. You know, and like see how he works. Sure. And I think that the leprechaun could kind of play into that and act the way that the leprechaun assumes that Hitler perceives him and kind of lull Hitler out of that fear state and then randomly strike and save the lives of millions of people. This leprechaun, if it wins, would be a hero.
That's true.
Like leprechauns would be put on a completely different pedestal. Like now, like people know leprechauns for two things, like being drunk and fighting, or like hiding pots of gold.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
If a leprechaun came out and killed Hitler, leprechauns would be like what's the most like powerful mythical being that you can think of?
A wizard?
Like a wizard.
Yeah.
Maybe, but like
dragon.
But I'm talking like leprechauns would be like
very well respected.
Yeah, like unicorns. Fuck with right? Like people would be like
could be.
And I don't think that they're not well respected now. I mean, they got rainbows and shit.
Well, what the heck?
That's another thing too, though, that I think the leprechaun could use to his advantage against Hitler is the power of the rainbow.
I do think
maybe he shoots like rainbows out of his eyes. You
know? I guess who could say? But I do think Hitler would certainly be susceptible to the power of the rainbow, whatever that actually is.
He just chucks Skittles at him. Yeah. Death by Skittle.
Yeah.
So I guess, I mean, it's tough to say because...
So if a leprechaun killed Hitler and became the leader of Germany, isn't that how it works? If he killed Hitler and became the leader of Germany, the leprechaun would probably... I mean, do you think the leprechaun would kind of continue with what's going on? Because maybe not pot of gold, maybe not pretty greedy, right?
Maybe not towards like
greedy.
Jewish people, but I do think that if a leprechaun was given that much power, there would be an underlying thought of like I should enslave the world and like run it as my own. Yeah. But that's not the basis of this fight. The fight's not leprechaun versus Hitler to rule the world.
Right.
I'm saying, and so with that being said, I think that a leprechaun would actually beat Hitler in a
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I feel like Hitler would win. But without help, though.
That was
help.
That was a real forehead smack. I've never seen one of those in the wild.
I'm saying if Hitler
with his like the infrastructure, I think he would win. Because he
gets to use his infrastructure? It's not just the two of them in a room?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if at one point there was kind of a lull, I guess, and Hitler was able in that moment to be like, guards, and then two guys would come in and grab the leprechaun, I mean, that's how I think Hitler would win, again, to study him. But if that's off the table, then the leprechaun does win,
How do you capture a leprechaun?
You have to be pure of heart.
So nobody in...
So no Nazi
will buy it. No.
Nobody in the Third Reich was taking out a leprechaun then. So that's bottom line. Leprechaun wins this fight. I'll lock it in. Jake locked in, and Andrew.
Yeah, gotta be leprechaun.
Leprechaun. And again, at the end of the day, this is a really good propaganda piece for any government who still is trying to go against like Hitler.
Sure, the grease stain on history that is Hitler is still very present. So this could maybe finally turn the tides.
Nazis.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they ran NASA.
They didn't.
No, like I'm talking about like the weird,
talking about like
the poor ones, yes.
But no, there's definitely still you definitely still like there. I mean, we're probably at the back edge, but like I feel like there's definitely gonna be still some people that like find out like their grandfather died and they like clean out their house and they find out like holy shit, my grandpa has been a Nazi.
Well, there's like Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Well, right? There's definitely movies and shows that are based on
but
that.
In real life, there's people that like collect Nazi propaganda. They're like obsessed with it.
No, well, there's money.
It's like serial killers.
Yeah, well, there's money in markets of anything that you collect.
Right, and
what
that's
I'm
a big
saying
one,
though
it's
is
illegal
that
a lot of places.
But I'm saying that like we're about like this is the last like wave of like people that were of age at the time, and like I bet you like there's like some people that their grandparents will like pass away and they find out that they had a secret room, and in that secret room it was all his like Nazi stuff that he still saved.
I don't know. I think we're probably gonna get into more of that like KKK area. Like people are gonna find like KKK stuff in their grandparents' homes and things.
Yeah, that's gonna
like
be
less
tough.
than Nazi stuff.
But here's my thing about that is I feel like that
I'm with Andrew.
People that this is a huge assumption. People that were like in the KKK are still in the KKK. Like the KKK still exists, whereas the Nazi party like doesn't really exist anymore.
Like in the way that we're talking about it, yeah, right, because we are talking about the Third Reich, basically, and like artifacts and things from that particular
like you've seen like movies where you see and like they walk in a room and there's like old Nazi uniforms and like documents and shit.
Yeah. And
like they were a completely different person before they like moved here, got married, and like had children, and then their children had children. And like Ivan the Terrible, there's that documentary on Netflix.
Yeah, I watched that.
I'm about to watch it tonight.
That was crazy.
Unless I already watched it. I don't have a good memory.
I just heard Alex Jones say that Prince Charles is a direct descendant of Dracula.
What was good with all that
That's
stuff?
That's not Ivan the Terrible, is it? Vlad the Impaler. That's who Dracula is.
What was all that stuff going on with Oprah and the Queen?
Ooh, Jake, I want to get your opinion on this.
Because I didn't
used to be pretty big into the royal family.
Still am. Shocker. The idolized white family that controls 60% of, not minorities in their countries, but not white people countries were racist. That's crazy.
Is that all it was? Is like who was it?
The institution itself. So there's two parts of the royal
family.
Who
were the two people? Like it was
Meghan
Markle,
Meghan and Harry.
Harry. So Charles has two sons. William, who's going to be the king. He's the firstborn. He's the heir. And then Charles.
And then
Harry. Harry's the younger one. He's kind of always been a wild child.
Yeah,
he actually dressed up as Hitler one time.
Legend.
So yes, a couple months ago or something, right?
What?
They left the royal family.
Yes, Meghan Markle and Harry, they're married now. They left the royal family.
Spin zone, though.
What?
And I guess this is really what I'm getting to. How much does Meghan have to do with Harry leaving the family?
So he was going to get like a dukeship, which comes with a title, responsibilities, all the endowments, which is like the amount of money that they have, right? So he gave up his right to get part of the institutional fortune by giving up his title. And I feel like that doesn't affect him as much as it would have like back in the day, though, because he's still like famous for being who he is. Right,
so
and that's why
without that money, he's gonna be okay. Like he's still gonna.
No, yeah, absolutely. But like back in the day, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he was born, raised a certain way like that. Like the institution is everything. There's 2 points. There's the figurehead, which is the family, and then there's a bunch of people behind it that are like shady people.
Epstein.
I mean, that was Prince Andrew. Andrew's
but he was
a weirdo before, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely was, but like it's all mixed together.
I don't think that you can really get too far into any type of like royal family without finding some nasty shit, though.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean,
they're all inbred.
Exactly. That was the whole basis of every royal family in the world was all inbred for centuries.
The queen and the queen's husband are cousins.
Yeah. Also, the queen's husband's still alive, right?
Barely.
Yeah, those guys. I mean, people talk about the queen being old. That guy is I
didn't even know the queen
walking.
had a husband. I've only ever seen her.
Yeah, he doesn't get a lot of.
Watch
The
Crown on Netflix. The Crown on Netflix is crazy.
Really? The show?
Yeah. They just they have a good way of explaining how like these people aren't people to them. They are assets.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah.
So Jake, watching this Oprah interview, did it change? What was your opinion of Meghan Markle, and did it change yet?
I mean, she wasn't the first woman or anybody to really break tradition in that way. I mean, early 30s, the guy who's in William's position now, the heir to the crown, was advocating the crown because he fell in love with a divorced woman, which at that point was very scandalous. Yeah. So he almost brought down the entire monarchy. And then Liz's dad took over in World War II and all this stuff, and he died.
Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah. So and then Di was famous for it. They have a big thing of like no divorce because they're the head of the church.
Yeah.
And like.
So at the end of the day here, what was going on? Like, what was the interview all about with them?
Okay, so the whole thing with them was the institution started to like fuck with her mental state, which is becoming increasingly more important and everything. She wasn't used to being an asset the way Harry was.
Yeah.
And when you're in the background like that, no one gives a shit. Like, she was locked in the house for 4 days before, like, for 4 months before, like, quarantine and everything. She would be locked away with her baby for, like, 4 months at a time. No one would talk to her. Like, and Harry would have to do stuff and have engagements because that's his responsibility.
Like, why, though? Like, why did they want her in public?
When she's out, the tabloids and everything. So, like, they didn't want any unwanted press and, like, have their press office have more work to do with handling stories.
That's ridiculous.
I know.
So I guess that's the point of the interview then, huh?
The point of the interview was that the institution was, like, saying, I think the biggest thing was they were, like, discussing how dark Meghan Markle and Harry's baby was going to be.
If they
there was, like, racial implication there that they were going to, that it would be negative if it was too dark. Like, how would that look? And then they weren't going to give the kid security or a title, so he wasn't entitled to any of the money. He wasn't going to get protected by a security team, and he would have all the press and everything. Like, he would.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Well, they also, I know a point that they made when they were talking to Oprah was like, we don't have any royal security anymore, but they definitely have private security still.
Yeah,
and also when they what is the word? Is it defected?
Advocate. Advocate.
But whatever. They were gonna move to Canada, and
they did.
No, they live in LA now.
Oh, I didn't know.
Because so they were gonna move to Canada, and it was gonna be like, well, who's gonna pay all your stuff? And they were like, oh, the taxpayers will pay it.
They get diplomatic immunity.
And then that didn't really go over so well with them.
I didn't watch the interview, so I just don't know.
Oh, okay. So they live in LA now because Meghan Markle's an actress. She was on the show Suits. She was married to
I didn't even know she was an actress.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's an actress.
I didn't really know who she was.
I don't know.
Well, she was like a B-list.
So
B-list, so maybe.
Yeah.
Hitler bad, royal family also potentially bad.
Correct.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Leprechauns okay for right now.
I'd say good.
What about
what?
I mean, if a leprechaun killed Hitler,
what about Johnny Damon?
What about Johnny?
I didn't watch the video.
Oh, you didn't watch it?
Is he good or bad?
Funny.
Here's my thing that I'll come right out and say, and I said this the second Andrew showed me the video. I said this. This is obviously not a good thing to say, but like, he's clearly hammered.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, it looks like he's like well aware of like, I got caught, but it doesn't fucking mean shit because I am who I am and I have enough money and none of this matters.
What happened in the video?
It looks like he's just having like fun with it, honestly.
No, I don't think so. I think
not fun with it, but like it looks like he knows that like he's fucked right now, but at the end of the day, this doesn't mean shit. Like it's not going to affect his life.
Like he doesn't have a career anymore.
Well, he definitely doesn't seem super worried about it. But I think it's also like he's so drunk that he thinks like if he just explains to this cop that he was going to get off. And what
did he say to him?
So the video starts.
It's pretty much just him like
him
just very like loosely resisting arrest.
So
okay.
Well, he's not listening to what the cop is saying. So what happens is the video starts off, it's body cam footage, and Johnny Damon, the cop's got him like behind the car, and he's kind of like, Johnny Damon's like, what's going on? And he's like, and the cop's like, did you drink anything tonight? And he goes, huh?
Yeah.
He goes like that. Like he's just like
just fucking
around. Yeah. And then Damon's wife gets out of the car, and the cop is like, get back in the car. And she's like, excuse me.
She hammered too?
Yes. She's
Blitz.
blasted.
And I actually think, aren't they back in his driveway though? Like they're at their house.
They kept saying, we're home.
There's clearly a house right next to him.
So yeah, so they're like, we're home. And Johnny Damon kept being like, what is going on right now? And then so the wife gets out of the car and he's like, get back in the car. The cop's like, get back in the car. She doesn't get back in the car. She
walks
comes
in the house.
Johnny
ballsy.
Damon goes around and is like trying to tell his wife to get back in the car, and the cop is like, stay back here. And he's like, no, I'm telling her to do the thing you're telling her to do. And the wife does not get back in the car. She comes around to them. She pushes her way kind of through them, and she's like, don't touch me. Don't, excuse me.
Yikes.
Excuse me. Don't. Yeah, she's going real white lady
Karen
on this.
Yeah.
Real Karen on her.
And so then...
imagine if that was like... Never mind.
Yeah.
So then they Johnny Damon, he's kind of like resisting. He's not listening. He's kind of resisting. It's a little unclear. And then the cop goes to handcuff him, and Johnny Damon's like, "What are you doing?" And he just starts going like, "Blue lives matter, blue lives matter."
Oh, Jesus
It's
Christ.
awesome. And seeing white people get arrested is one of my favorite things.
I'm white trash and I'm in trouble.
It was I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't, people were like, "This is awesome." I wouldn't say it's necessarily awesome, but it definitely has like a bit of like comedic like.
Oh yeah, I thought it was pretty funny.
It wasn't like Tigers where you're just like, "Oh fuck."
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which we talked. Speaking of golf and Tiger, I fucking love Tiger Woods. He is the. Did you watch that documentary?
Yeah.
Did you?
Mm-mm.
I watched it on HBO. Like, are you under your name?
Yeah.
Holy shit, was that cool?
Crazy.
We talk about Tiger Woods. I don't know if I've actually said this. I don't know if we brought it up, but you talk about like how like the environment that people are in like affects the way that like they're the person that who they are. Like every single mistake that Tiger Woods has ever made, and this is not something I'd say about many people, is not Tiger Woods' fault at all. Like I never even understood like, because I know Tiger. I mean, like I know Tiger. Everybody knows Tiger, right? But like
Not
I never
personally.
even really but like I never even really like got into like watching and like enjoying golf.
He's like
until,
Michael Jordan. Like he's a iconic. Yeah.
But not only that, but like I never realized how big of like a race barrier Tiger Woods was breaking when he was young and being so good.
Oh, absolutely.
And like how just famous he was, and like I knew how dominant he was, but when you watch it and you see how dominant he is and like how much pressure is on this dude and how his daily life like isn't even his own life because the entire globe is just focused on like what is Tiger Woods doing, and he's so young at the time and like all this shit's going on.
He was 18 when he won the first time, right?
I don't know.
I think he was 18.
But
first time
either
he won
way,
the
like,
Masters.
Crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah. Craziest shit in that entire documentary. He used to go to SEAL training in between tournaments.
Yeah. Well, this is
Nuts.
this is what I'm getting at is like he was so good, and everybody was so obsessed with his ability to dominate that like he would do these crazy things to like chase that high of like being so like dominant at something, like the SEALs train like crazy shit that regular people just wouldn't even do. And this is why I think like how can you blame the guy for like doing drugs and shit when he was doing stuff like that? Like how could you like this guy's obviously not okay mentally.
Right.
And you actually see it now when you watch Tiger now and you watch him like currently like when he's doing like these like events and stuff like that, like you can see how different of a person he is now because he's just like living his life, right? Like seems to have found like
He's got kids now.
a level of happiness that like wasn't even a thought in his brain at the time because he was so fixed on domination because he was so good, and part of that stemmed from his dad, but like it really was like the American people were like pushed him to that point when you watch the documentary. So not only do I still love Tiger Woods, but like and I usually don't give athletes a pass on like behaving the way that they behave because they know that they're under like this spotlight, but goddamn, like Tiger Woods has lived a fucked up life, and for being like as good of an athlete as he is, he shouldn't have to deal with like the stuff that he dealt with growing up for sure. Like they almost didn't let him play at Augusta once. The first time he played at Augusta, he was the first African American to ever play
at
Augusta.
It's wild.
Because I mean, it's called the Masters.
It was over in
like
Georgia
Augusta
plantation.
It is a plantation.
Yeah.
It's tough.
See, that's the thing. Like, it sounds so wild.
And
I
never
think
until
about
watching
it for a second, and it's like that's not really wild.
Until watching the documentary, it never even occurred to me, like, and I hope nobody hears this and I start the trend because I like the Masters is the Masters. You can never change the Masters. But of all the things that have been canceled, how has the name the Masters not been canceled?
Because only white people watch golf.
No.
Not anymore. But dude, like the fucking Masters, bro. Like That's really flirting with a line that should not be flirted with anymore.
That's pretty crazy.
I'm with you.
You're going to call it the Masters?
Yeah.
Because know.
What did you change it to? Augusta Open? Something like that?
No, I don't think. But here's the thing, though. The thing is, I don't think that you.
It's a power name in a same way, in like a weird way.
But I don't think that you can change the name the Masters because it's the Masters. Now it's the Masters.
Well,
but if you
I think it's
about,
referencing the master of the craft. But I get what you're saying.
I don't know.
Like that could be a spin for it.
I was gonna say you have to spin it off. But
that
when the Masters
was started, it was because hey, you own how many slaves?
It wasn't
you
a
own?
plantation.
If it's over 100, then you can come play golf with us. But if you only have 6 slaves,
you're not a master. Yeah. No, if all things, but I do. Probably. But I also think it's one of those things that you can't change because now what I would do if I was golf is spin zone it into.
People are changing offensive sports.
No, but I'm saying spin zone it into
master of the craft.
No.
Okay.
Spin zone it into this is how far golf has progressed, right?
It's a very diverse sport now, and it's for the better.
Kind of is this what? Maybe this isn't what you mean, but kind of like the word bitch. Like how some women have taken that as an empowering word.
Yeah, kind of I'm a boss-ass bitch.
Now who's...
Yeah, no, I mean, not... Yes and no.
Now who's the Masters? I don't know if that makes sense either. That probably is not good.
No, but, I don't mean it but I just mean, you, and I don't want to use the word heritage either. I don't know. This is not a good...
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Because I think it's crazy.
So quiet right
now.
Jake Lumadue is shutting down right now in the studio.
But, no, I mean...
this is a rickety bridge we're going on.
Realistically, but the focus point was holy shit, if after
Tiger was a crazy motherfucker.
After watching that documentary, I had a whole new outlook on the Masters. I'm
it's crazy.
Not supposed to be like that.
I'm with you, and hopefully with new generations and new chairmen of that place. I mean,
well, and that's the other thing is there's serious even the current chairman of Augusta.
It's almost like the royal family. There's just so much
institutionalized
stuff backed up on in those organizations.
But nonetheless, I mean, it's the greatest tournament in golf.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't even know
where the fuck did we come.
Yeah, from? I don't even know where we go.
I thought that was good talking.
Yeah,
that's
it was
good podcast.
I mean, honestly, we're kind of at that point in time.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, before I go, little tip for people: if you're an acquaintance with someone, don't text them 16 times straight and wait and not wait for a response. That's weird. Thanks. That's it.
Well, yeah, a keyword there, acquaintance. If there's a level of knowing somebody to where
talk to them twice.
Yeah, that's
in person twice.
Say that again. Do the
talk to them in person twice.
No, the basketball, the ref. You were doing the ref call.
Oh yeah, whack. That's you right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I actually have a really. It's not going to be funny to you guys, but I have a really funny meme that my friends and I send around to each other all the time, and I'll airdrop it to people when I'm in public and stuff, and it just says in big red letters, "whack," and then in little red letters, "you've been whacked by a dead trout," and it's just a picture of a trout.
You've been coconut balled.
Yeah, something like that. Well, I think this was a productive podcast. We tackled a lot of things.
This was a free-flowing one.
Yeah.
And, I'm always happy.
Well, you came in looking like you were ready to free flow.
I'm always ready to flow.
I was so glad that you came on, Jake, because...
Why?
Because, I know you're going to bring it. You know what I mean?
I don't know what you mean.
Well, I don't know what
I bring it when I answer the phone. I answered the phone. I went, well.
Andy.
Yeah.
Jake.
Yes.
Always a pleasure.
Always.
Andy, I love you.
Love you too.
I love you both.
Also...
I've known you guys long enough.
Just in case anybody forgot, teespring.com.
Oh yeah, there you go. I mean,
and also vote. We didn't even. I didn't even get my usual. I didn't even say vote for the who. We were all over the board, but I loved it. Andy, so vote who would have been the week. Teespring.com. Andy, I love you. Jake, thanks for coming on. I'm good.
Boom. Let's get out of here.
Bye. Take off the cans.